Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the comments section, the chat box, to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. And as you do, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. If you like what you're seeing here, folks, make sure you follow along, not only on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitch and all the other places that we publish, that we're posting this, but to the other social platforms we've got out there as well. Make sure you're keeping up with all the latest and greatest content that we put in and day out. Right? For today's agenda, we've got the upcoming economic reports. We've got some good ones today. Futures coming up behind that. Then review of yesterday's trades and the Fed, today's trading candidates, and then your candidates, your stocks that you want to take a look at. So with that, let's go ahead and start off with the economic reports. So today we've got unemployment claims comes out at 8:30, which is right now. Right? Looks like we might have moved down a little bit. We'll see as we look at the ES, but they just came out now, unemployment claims. It's listed as orange, which means it has a medium or a moderate impact. And then today we've got the PMI comes out at 10 o'clock, at 10 a.m. And although unemployment claims are out for today, for mañana, for tomorrow, we've got other unemployment stuff, right? Non-farm payrolls, right? We've got average hourly earnings, unemployment rate. All of that is red, right? Because that's what the Fed is looking for to help to start making some decisions of, are we getting better or worse in the economy? Is we going to see inflation increase, decrease, and so forth? Right. So we've got the 8:30 report, 10 o'clock. So be cognizant of that if you're taking a trade. It is red, which means you could have a dramatic move one way or another based on what that announcement is today. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the futures. All right. So as we shift over, we have a sea of red yet again, which I'm not surprised, right? If we just open the ES up to see what's happened in the last few minutes, I mean, you could see yesterday's move from the Fed announcement, right? That was just massive. Just a huge hurt lock of putting on everybody with what Powell came out and said yesterday. So we got a little bit of bounce in this last 5-minute candle on the ES. We're still in an overall bearish pattern. We'll see if it fails off of this 8. So we've stretched down to about the morning lows and we've come back up. Whether or not it holds is going to be a whole nother story, right? So right now we're down 28 points on the S&P. We're down 178 on the Dow, 110 on the NASDAQ, 15 on the RUT. Bitcoin's still above 20,000, but it's down a little bit. Ethereum's above 1,500, also down a little. Gold's down 27 points, and crude is down $1.18, which means we were right about $90 a barrel on oil. But hey, gas prices are getting better, right? So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at yesterday's trades, right? The setups from yesterday. So I made it very clear, abundantly clear yesterday, be cautious of the Fed. If you weren't here yesterday and you got caught on the wrong side of the trade, then make sure that you watch what we do here each and every day, where we signal you, remind you of these are the key things that could be coming out, right? So these are the trades that I've got from yesterday. I'm going to ask you guys to drop your trades in from yesterday. Sean put a little thing that popped up on your screen there. So drop in the trades that you guys did from yesterday as well, so we could check those out. Remember, this is all about accountability. For me, for you, for all of us, what are we doing day in and day out? Really cool thing is, although you don't have to trade every day, I don't see the reason you wouldn't if you've got the time to do so, right? I mean, I wake up in the morning and say, yes, the market opens up in 4 hours. Yes, the market opens up in 2 hours. Yes. No, I don't ever wake up with only 2 hours left till the market opens. But when waking up in the morning, I'm very excited for the market. I can't wait. Kind of disappointing when I've got something that has to be done in the morning and I just can't get to the market. It's a pain for me. How about that? But with that, so from everything yesterday, if we look at the S&P from yesterday, right? So if we look at the SPX from yesterday, right, the S&P 500, I've got a 5-minute chart here, and you can see we're kind of flatline, right? And then, there's that 14:05, that 2:05 p.m. Candle when the Fed started their announcement, right? And then the press conference, so we got a huge move up, right? The press conference started at 4:30, right? So at 230, 1430. That's the end of the 230 candle, right? It ended at 230, right exactly. The next candle, the 1435, is where the 1431, 231, and 235 is inside of that candle. And you can see we had some great moves to the downside in there, right? So based on that, right, I'm going and looking at the SPY, right? And that's the only trade that I took yesterday was on SPY, okay? So 255 was right here, this candle. We had closed just at that support. Now, I'm watching from the announcement, right? We had this candle here with a long wick come down. The next candle, the wick was all over the place, and we played ping pong between the S1 and the pivot point. The next candle, so we had a lower high. The next candle, we had another lower high, and we closed right down at the bottom with the ice chipper, the ice pick, breaking through the ice there, chipping through the ice right there, giving the authority the okay to break to the downside. And we did. We opened lower. We popped up, failed on that S1 level, that 383.5 level. And there was just no stopping it, guys. We just rocked, right? And this was just a matter of managing the position along the way. We stretched all the way down. We blew through S2. We stretched all the way down to S3. I got into the trade at, and I should have gotten out sooner maybe, but I got into the trade at that 5-3 candle right in here and gave some back. But when I say gave some back, got in at 920 and got out at 1310, right? So what a great move, right? And this was towards the end of the day. I was somewhere over here. I think we got it on that bounce. I gave a little bit back there. But my thought was I should have been out a little bit sooner. I didn't pull the trigger. I was watching it diligently. I wasn't walking away. I was keeping my eye on the market. And we just had a great move. This rising 3 pattern in here, if you've ever been in my monster market movers, you've seen me talk about that pattern before, that rising 3 type pattern where we had the big move down, candle up, candle up, candle up. Goodbye was an expected overall move, right? So let's see what you guys and gals came up with from yesterday. Sean said, got a quick 6% on SPY puts in the morning. Ka-ching. I love it, Sean. Great job. Say Hey said, SPY, $490. AMD spread cost me $70. Airbnb made $40. Nice. Trip said, got some good premium for bear call spread on IBM after it rolled over, and I'm still in. There you go, Trip. Excellent. I love it. And I remember you brought it up yesterday. Let's see. Robert said, took no trades, just managed what I had going. Wasn't about to take trades in the chaos. I agree. Robert, I absolutely agree. Only down about $200 for yesterday. I feel grateful it wasn't anymore. Okay, Robert, I understand where you're coming from. SPY, $1,368 profit on paper for Erica. I got in too early before the announcement. Okay, so if you were in the right place at the right time, better to be lucky than good sometimes, right? So that's perfect. All right, so we put those over there. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at today's candidates. The first one is one of the few big dollar candidates still on my power option plays list, which is Booking. All right, took a while for it to kick in there on the option chain. So Booking had earnings yesterday, and they're up a little bit today. How much is a little bit? $91, right? So they're up to $18.69 even. So let's see, chugga. Oh, look where there's resistance at $18.70. We were in a bearish bias yesterday. Today we make it to bullish bias, but we're bumping our head on ugly. We're hitting that resistance level of that $18.70. I'm good with a bull put spread below $17.80. I just don't know if we're going to get anything down that far, being 100 points away, right? If we look at the 1780s, we need to get all options here, baby. If we look at this, ooh, there's a lot of stuff there, huh? If we look at the 1780s, right, that puts us at about $60, right? $59 for the 1780s. Remember, there are $5 increments in here. And if we go from 1780, we go to 1680, it's $18. So we're probably looking at what would be the 1680, 1675. Yesterday, they were both priced the same thing. So I can't really get a good read on it, right? We're probably looking at a much smaller rate than we are at today, just based on that 100-point move that's taken place. All right. So bull put spread below 1780. Right. eBay is our next one. eBay also had earnings come out on it. Let's get a full picture of the fibs. And eBay, the interesting thing on all of these candidates today is when you look at our list, the first half or the top half of the candidates booking all the way down to hood are up. The second half of the list are all down. And the only one that doesn't have a big move today is hood, but we'll talk about that one as we get there, right? So eBay, they had earnings come out. The earnings were good. They're up $1.64 to $39.70. So we got above the 38.63. We got above the 8 moving average and the 21 moving average, right? So all good. So if we're sitting at 30, we'll call it $40, 38 and a half. So we're going to look for a bull put spread below 38 on eBay. Etsy. Let's see. Jeff said, did a straddle on the SPY, made money at the same time, both ways, just before the announcement. There you go, Jeff. Taking that chicken trade, baby. Just going both directions on it, straddling the market. Excellent. I love it. Good job. Mike, I'm not sure if you were asking me to look at it or if that was a trade you did yesterday. But we will definitely take a look at it for sure if it is. So on Etsy, also earnings on Etsy, they're up $7 right now to 94.5. Right? So that puts them just below that 100. Let's see, 88 to 100 is, yep, we don't need a fib in there. We're good. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 88. $88. 88. All right, hood, HOOD. All right, no fib on it, no sense. It's an $11 stock. Everything's going to be too darn tight, so it doesn't matter. Overall pattern, I have my bottoms coming up. I have my tops going up. We closed at a key level yesterday. We bounced off of that level for earnings. Now, the bounce was a lot more earlier today. If I am looking at hood, you could look at a bull put spread below 11 rather. Let's see, 11 to 10 and a half. Well, I do 11 and 10. I normally don't do the 50-cent spread, but 11 to 10, that's like 25 cents on the 10 11s, right? And if you just wanted to sell premium, I would look at selling on this. If we go back to the chart, I'm looking at selling below the 11, right? So 11 or lower. So if we sold the 11s, we'd be looking at a 43-cent premium. So you got a bull put spread below 11 or a naked put at 11. Right? Now, let me back up a second. It's really below 11, right? Not at 11. And here's what I mean by that. The 11 has a delta of 36. That doesn't work for me. My delta needs to be closer to 20, so I'm probably at 10. So the $10 strike is what we're going to look for the naked put at. Right? $35, 36 point rather, not dollar. Delta is way too high. The 36% chance of being wrong by tomorrow. No, I don't want that. I want less than 20. Which still tells me 1 out of every 5 trades will go against you. Doesn't mean you're going to have a big hit there. It's going to close with intrinsic value. 1 out of 5 with a 20 delta. All right, MGM is where we start on the bearish side. MGM also had earnings come out, and they are down $1.06 right now. So they were in an overall bullish bias, true bull on top of that. All the moving averages in the right order. They're sitting at $34 right now, right at support. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 36, right, which puts us above this fib level right in here. All right. Then Moderna, mRNA. Now, we've only got 3 candidates left at this point. So go ahead and drop in the companies that you want me to take a look at, and we'll analyze those stocks for you along the way. All right? Let's see. What do we got here? A couple of comments. All right, we'll take a look at MetaMike in just a little bit. You got it. Say, hey, said on booking, a bull put spread is okay even with all the moving averages overhead. So, yes, because remember, booking had a massive move, say, hey. Right? So we moved on booking. We are up right now to 1869. Okay? So we're all the way up here. So we closed there. We're all the way up here. So we're in a bullish territory. And now, actually, let me bring it in. So if we're at 1869 now, those moving averages as of yesterday were a problem for us. We had to get through the 21 and the 55 and the 8 to get to our next fib level. Well, now we're already at our next fib level. To be wrong, we got to get through the 8 and the 55 and the 21 before we get to 1780. All right. Does that help? Say hey. Let me know in the comment section. All right. Yep. So drop them in, folks. What stocks do you want to take a look at? So next on our docket is Moderna. All right. We did MGM. So next is Moderna. So they're talking about weaker sales forecast for their COVID drugs. They're down $11 right now, which puts them at 137 even. Just below that 138. Let's see. All right. So I got 138, 158, 21, 2 points in here. All right. So I absolutely hate doing it, but we need fibbits of fibbits in here. It's too big of a distance. So we're going to add I don't remember the numbers. Here, let's just do it this way. Let me take out the 118 line. And let me just add it manually. All right, so let's click on that. And let's get the 236 and the 764. Okay. So right now we are sitting at 137. So it puts us just below this level. I don't want to do and the reason I went through all of this rigmarole of putting these fibbits on, these pink lines, the black line 159.99 is fibbit. This is a fibbit of a fibbit. So the reason I went through that is if we're at 137, I don't want to do 138. It's too close. So we're going to look at 149 is where we're going to look at a bear call spread above 149. Qualcomm. Haven't had them on my list in a while. Earnings, not good. Down $9 to 103.25 on Qualcomm right now. And that's great and fine and good, but what's the big picture look like? That's where it all comes. That's where the rubber meets the road, right? So we were already in a bearish bias. True bear. We're now down $9 to 103. Woo! We blew right through that 106 level. Right? We need a 100-point level inside of here. So let's go and add that. Just drop a line. Any old line doesn't matter. Make it 100. Change the color. Differentiate it from your fibs. You don't want it to be the same color. Make it stand out. And I want to change the style to a dash dot. You do it any way you want on you. That's my standard 100-point level line. Okay? So we're just above that at 103. We're kind of in the middle. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 106, 107. Above 107, right? Get above this 106.27. Last one. Make sure you've dropped your candidates in. Roku. Not good, man. Not good. From a power option play standpoint, really, really, really freaking bad. We're now looking at a $43 stock in power option plays. That sucker may be gone come next week when we get into mastering the trade. It's getting too low a price. I love it. I'd add it back on as soon as we get back above that 60 or $80, but I'm afraid that we're going to have problems getting any trades off with it being so low. So on Roku, we're down to $43 at this point, right? Man, we need to take the train down. Come on. Whew, goodness gracious. So 45. So 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we don't need a fibbit in there. Guys, you can look at a bear call spread above 45, and I'm going to put it as aggressive. We've had such a big move. A $2 or $3 pop is not that hard to see. So I want to be cautious here on not taking too big of a trade. And remember, if there are stocks on your list, on this list that you like, that you know and you understand who they are and know how to trade them, then go directional if you want. For me, I will be looking at Booking today, directional, and I will be looking at Roku today. Why? Because they're both on power option plays list, and we crush it on companies that are on that list. So I want to make sure that I know exactly what's going on there. So let's see what you guys got in here for your candidates. All right, let me change over my list and go to all symbols. All right, Meta. All right, let's see where they are. Facebook. Let's see where they are. If you guys ever hear me do it, like say it like that, Facebook. That's my little Italian mother-in-law, right? The woman that was our maid of honor, she called her marijuana because she couldn't say maid of honor, and she doesn't say Facebook. It's Facebook, right? Facebook, right? So Facebook, they're down another 34 cents right now to about 90 and a quarter. So Mike, I like them to the downside without a doubt, right? But I really, for me, we closed in a great spot yesterday. I wouldn't be so anxious to jump in on the open, and that's me. You make your call on how you trade. I'm looking for the stock to move back up a little bit. I want to shake some of the looky-loos out, right? And that's exactly what the bears are going to try to do. They're going to push it back up to have people go, oh, it's going back up. Get out, get out, get out, right? And I think bears, if they take back over again and push it to the downside, there's the entry on the downside there, right? So I hope that helps, Mike. Let me know in the comments section down below. And then Mike also asked for TQQQ. On TQQQ, let's see where they are pre-market. Right, they're down 59 cents. So really not a whole lot. $18.20 is price of stock right now. Man. All right, we're going to draw a new fib over that swing high. I think that's the bigger move. Let's see. So we've got that move there. Oh, I didn't see that candle. This might be the bigger one. Nope, I was right. First one is the bigger one. All right, so we're going to draw off of there. Do we need Fibbits? Well, we've got 16, call it 17 to 20 is $3. No, we don't need a Fibbit in there. We're good to go. All right, so right now, Mike, same scenario. If we could get back towards that $20 level, right? And remember, this is an ultra pro on Qs. So if we get back near the $20 level and roll over, we'd be good. But I'm in the middle of nowhere right now, Mike. So for me, I would want to be cautious. All right. Hope that helps. Again, let me know down below. Trip said Micron looks stuck. Let's see. MU. So Micron looks stuck. I might do an iron condor on it. Trip was saying. Tomorrow, if I can get the premium like I did with AMD 2 weeks ago. Landscaper Day, Thursday. Yeah, so Trip, I like it. If you can get on the other side of 56.5 and 51, I like it a whole lot if you can get it out that far and get any premium on it. So good choice. Robert said Expedia. Expedia to the downside, maybe a bear call spread. So let's go look at a bigger picture. I don't know when earnings are, so obviously, Robert, make sure you check them, right, for every company. So if we look at Expedia, EXPE, in the pre-market, we're up 54 cents right now. Travel ain't going anywhere yet, folks. We're still going to see travel go up. So I believe. So right now, we pushed up, Robert, to 90.88. We've got 94. So as long as you're on the other side of that 94, yes, I like it. Can you get enough premium is what it's going to come down to. But yes, absolutely, I like it a lot. All right. Say Hey is asking for MasterCard. Woo! They got a slap, huh? So they're down 770. Where is my sheet? Yeah, it's not earnings. So they're down 770 yesterday. Today, 312 is their price right now. So down below that 318. So say, hey, we've moved, let's see, 312. we move down into a neutral bias, right? I've got room up to the 319, but I've got that 311 right below us as a support level, right? That 21 moving average. So caution in there because of the pre-market move, but those are the levels we're looking at, that 319 and getting past that 311 on the way down to 304. Hope it helps. Let me know what you think down below. Say I like how your mother-in-law pronounces things. Yeah, very interesting. It's just both her and my father-in-law were just very cool with how they do it. Let's see. Tripp said Bank of England followed the U.S. with a 3/4 point rate hike this morning. Beware of possible market reaction. Absolutely, Tripp. That's a very valid point. If we look back again at futures, so we've slid even further because we were sitting right about these bottoms here, right on this green candle. We were sitting about those bottoms, and then we collapsed right behind it. So we're now down 37 points on the S&P in pre-market. So I appreciate the update, Tripp. Let's see, as others do. So the fibs on Micron shifted. Oh, did they? Well, that's weird. Huh. Can't really do it from there. All right, so we got there. Can't see what that. All right, you know what? It's just crazy. Let me just redraw it again. Nice thing on Omega charts is it snaps, except right there because I missed the day. It snaps to the wicks, so you don't have to go crazy like you do on TradeStation to try to be perfect with it. Good catch on that, Sean. I appreciate it. Earnings tomorrow. All right. Expedia is today, Tripp said. Excellent. Good. Well, good info on it, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great opportunities out there in the market today. One last great opportunity for you. Do not miss out on, I'm on the wrong page, I guess. Let's see. I got more than one thing open right now. I think so. This was from last night's Monster Market Movers. Let's see. I should have another one. There we go. Okay. So, guys, go over to tradinglikeaboss.com. At the very top center, you see how not to get your ass kicked. That training is tonight. I have spent 3 hours this morning on the manual. I probably still have another hour or two because of some changes I made. Something that we worked on and trained on last week in our Trader Super Summit. I'm going to be sharing some of those tips with you tonight in how not to get your ass kicked. So do not miss out on this training. When you go to the page, click on it. This is it. There are 3 drop down. There's a drop down for 3 different classes. You pick the one that you want, whichever one. I mean, they're all the same training. You can come to all, but they're all the exact same training. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see all of you at our next update to wrap the week up tomorrow. Take care, everyone. See you then.